Pradeep,
Hi, I'm present.
yeah,
So
we
today
can
I'm
see your
pre-
screen. Yeah, you can just put it on presentation mode. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
today I'm presenting on IIFL Finance and Manappuram Finance. So both of them are NBFCs. IIFL is a diversified NBFC, and Manappuram has 50% of its revenue coming from gold loans, and the other in which it's trying to diversify into vehicles, MSME, microfinancing, etc. So, firstly, I would like to discuss a few things about IIFL Finance. Then, moving on, I'll discuss about Manappuram. So, IIFL was listed on stock exchanges in May 2005. Uh, and prior to that, it was found in the year 1990s. And the name of the company back then was Probability Research and Services Private Limited, after which it changed and rebranded itself called India Infoline. It has raised nearly money from Fairfax Group, as they have one independent director named Chandraman Ratan Swamy, who is linked with Fairfax Holdings due to the uh, investments made by Fairfax. Other than that, they've also raised nearly 68 million through NCDs from Asian Development Bank very recently now. Talking about the key management personnel. So it's quite evident that each one of them is a chartered accountant. Even the board of directors is mainly consisting of people who are either an IIM pass out or an IIT pass out, who have degrees in finance with a chartered accountancy degree. So talking about the the way the company is structured, the management is core finance, as the company itself is in the financial sector. The next thing is that their AUMs have increased with the 25% CAGR over the past 5 years. And also, as mentioned in their Q3 reports, that because of the divestment from commercial vehicles business, there's a slight in 2019, in financial year 2019. Their ROAs have also kept on increasing over the years, with PATs normalizing over the past few years or so. The same thing can be seen with the ROAs and the ROEs number as well. The next part is, as I mentioned to you, that the company has its offerings in home loans, gold loans, LAP, digital lending, microfinance, which are the core products under IIFL Finance. And it has construction and real estate and capital market financing under its subsidiaries. Uh, the next is, I would like to talk about Manappuram Gold Loans. So Manappuram was listed on the stock exchange in June 2010. Manappuram has, so I couldn't find major information with respect to the chief executive officers, or with respect to the C-suite officers of the business, and I could only find more information on their directors. So uh, Mr. VP Nandakumar is the MD and CEO of the business, and Mr. Shaileshji Mehta, who is also the founder of IIT Bombay's management school, which is called as SJ SOM. Uh, uh, they also have, interestingly, many people in the board of directors are are either lawyers or have some law degree. Mr. Abhijit Sen is also a director in Ugro Capital, which is what I was very amazed with. These are a few. These are those who are heading the audit committees, etc. in the business. Uh, so talking about the financials, we can see that the AUMs have kept on increasing year on year. So they have a 3-year CAGR of 6.26 and a 4-year CAGR of 11.7. Uh, with the consolidated revenues, we can see that gold AUM has not performed well quarter on quarter, but year on year it has done decent earnings. But the non-gold AUMs has surpassed expectations. Year on year, they have uh, made a 33.3% increase with a quarter on quarter increase of 15.6, which is also seen in their commitment towards diversification for the future businesses. Uh, Even the NPAs in the year 2020 had increased because of COVID. But now the company has started to take some measures in order to bring these numbers down. Uh, and also the ROE has been nearly on the same range uh, for this quarter, or taking quarter 3 financial 22 to quarter 3 financial 23. And ROAs have been on the similar end, with financial year 18 and 22 being the same. So it has been in the same trend by far, and the company has been better performing.
Thank you,
Right.
Tanvi. Is that all?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Gaurav, go ahead.
So I just wanted to know one thing. IIFL and Manappuram, which geographies do they operate in? Or that's my
Uh,
first thing.
So I have Manappuram is Kerala based. So basically, it has more business in the south side. It also has pan India presence. IIFL mostly has pan India access to each and every state.
Right. So my next thing is, I mean, these are, uh, I mean, are there any subsidiaries of it, or are there any parent companies to these groups? For Manappuram, is this the parent company itself?
Um I have not looked about that
Okay,
honestly,
no
but
problem.
IIFL Finance is a subsidiary, is not a subsidiary per se,
Mhm.
but it is a because of the reconstruction which the company had. IIFL Finance is now a different part of the IIFL group itself.
Got it. With respect to the, I mean, the categories in which they operate.
Yeah,
So Manappuram, could you take me to the Manappuram slide once? Uh,
yeah.
uh, okay, so they are mostly into gold, uh, and sorry, so
So
they are into,
Manapuram
yeah.
is mostly into like I'll show you the quarter results.
No, no, I don't want the result. I wanted to see which areas do they kind of cater to, and what are the approximate percentage. So, for example, the answer would be something like 20% of their business is coming from gold, 50% is
Mm-hmm.
coming from retail, something
Yeah,
like that. Do
yeah.
you have that information?
No, I don't have that information with me right now.
So
Oh,
can you just put this on presentation mode, Tanvi? I think you have some information here. So at least gold, non-gold, you can talk about the AUM, right? Because
Yeah, yeah,
hmm.
yeah,
Okay. So these are the two. I mean, so there's gold and then non-gold AUM. So in
yeah.
the non-gold, what are the components?
So in non-gold AUM, they have MSME financing. They have something which I remember reading about vehicles.
Hmm.
Then let me just check once.
No, no problem. You can look into it and just let us know in the group itself,
Yeah,
right?
sure,
What are the
sure.
various segments do they cater to?
Yeah.
With respect to IIFL, I have the same question. What are the segments that they cater to?
So IIFL caters has home
Home
loans,
loan,
gold loans, loans against property. They're into digital
digital,
lending and microfinance.
right? Okay, and then there is real estate. Okay, got it. I generally in percentage term, then gold loan and home loans are the largest categories for them.
Yeah, yeah.
And And what the other thing that I want to also understand is which of the others other than home loan and gold loan, I mean, which one of them is growing at a faster rate. If you can capture that information later, that would be very interesting for me.
Okay, sure, I'll
Right.
do that. Yeah.
All right. Okay. These are my two questions. Yeah. One and others, please.
Yeah. So, Tanvi, one question. So, one of the things that we wanted from the presentation was, first of all, good presentation. You've covered, most of the aspects that is needed for an introductory, this thing presentation on a company. But one aspect that I thought you would focus on is the founder, because often a company, its entire characteristic, and especially for financial companies, the risk-taking nature of the company, the kind of protocols that the company follows, a lot of it is driven by the character and the tendencies of the person who is in control of the company. That is usually the founder of the company.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
any insights on the founders of either of these companies?
So
I mean, no
I
problem. You can take a note of it, and you can. I mean, we can
yeah,
have a follow up meeting on
Yeah,
this
yeah,
one. Yeah, no
yeah,
issues. Because you're the first one who's presenting it, so you'll get the hardest question. To be very
yeah,
honest.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
yeah. So, because this is for everybody, because see, when we are trying to understand a finance company, especially where the business is the business of money, right? In all other companies, the business is not money. The business is making some product, making some tangible or intangible product, and money is a byproduct. But here the commodity is money, right? So numbers alone won't do justice to a deep dive on a company whenever we do it. So in the future also, for example, the presentation that you guys will do, yesterday in my presentation you would have noticed that I spent considerable amount of time trying to sort of understand what the motivations of the founder was for you grow capital, and how the company was structured sort of to follow the vision of the founder, etc. So always remember that in analyzing a financial company, understanding the character traits of the founder, his track record in the past, and his intentions, basically from his actions, is going to be a vital part of the analysis. So numbers can look very good, but experienced investors who have seen that company for 10 years, they would have seen cycles, up cycles, down cycles. And if you're a new investor, new analyst, and you're only analyzing the numbers, and you're not going into the story of it, you may miss some important things. For example, IIFL Finance, I am invested right now, and it's doing really good. The numbers are really good. But in the 2016-17 crash that happened due to the ILFS crisis, they had a huge exposure to real estate loans. So Tanvi, this number that they right now show as a non-core business, right? Construction and
Yeah,
real estate.
yeah.
So if you go back to 2017-18, that was their main business. So
Okay.
this is basically a new avatar of the company, right? The company went through a bad time. Its valuations crashed, numbers crashed, everything crashed, and the learning that emerged out of that is कि हम अब big ticket lending, corporate lending या real estate lending करेंगे ही नहीं. अब सिर्फ retail को पैसे देंगे. ठीक है. Now one day this retail lending, since everybody seems to be chasing that retail lending because of the ILFS blow up in 2017-18, you guys should read up about it, by the way. If you are giving any interviews, etc., and you're quizzed about the financial sector, you should be able to speak about the ILFS crisis. So just after the session today or tomorrow, whenever you get some time, just read up on the ILFS crisis, what exactly happened. I'll also share an article. So everybody is right now chasing retail loans, right? कुछ दिनों बाद retail loan में भी the same problem will happen, because when too much demand is chasing little supply, you tend to give more risky loans, etc., that will come back and bite you, right? So there the character traits of the the owner of the business, the founder of the business, help you. For example, one example, Kotak Mahindra Bank, because of Mr. Uday Kotak, no matter what happens, okay, no matter if the credit cycle is booming or the credit cycle is not moving at all, everybody is confident that Kotak will never give loans which are very risky. Kotak's underwriting standards will be very, very high, just because Mr. Uday Kotak is in charge, and Mr. Uday Kotak's nature is to protect against risk first. Yeah. So understanding the core characteristic of a financial company via the founder is an important aspect. That's why I'm stressing on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tanvi, maybe some insights on the founders of these two companies will be very nice to hear.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Um, Nirvan, also, do you think we should have one page over here because this is NBFC topic and we have a condition? I mean, in 2015, 16, and 17, where there was a down cycle for this one, and how did the company perform? Should we have one slide for each of these? Does it
Yeah,
make sense?
actually, not a bad idea. I mean,
Hmm,
we can actually see how they did in the last down cycle.
correct.
So we can have
Correct.
a chart on that. Maybe, I we need to put some thought into this on what
Hmm,
content they're expected to cover, because it's an ocean.
yeah.
So we need to be focused about exactly what we want to pick up from there. But that's a good idea. One slide can
Right.
be on that. So I think maybe, Gaurav, I will send you a list of items that they are required to present. Just vet it and add to it from your side, and then I think by tomorrow, let's circulate it, and they can have like 1 week of time, and
Hmm,
they
hmm.
have your reference presentation, my reference presentation, and then they can start working on it and take 5 days, and then we can have some 45-minute presentations from each person.
Absolutely. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Great then.
Thank-
I think
yeah,
for me, this was good. I mean, at least I have an idea of Manapuram and IIFL,
yeah,
at least to
absolutely.
start with. Yeah.
Thank you, Tanvi. Your first presentation, I'm sure you
Yeah.
would have been a little nervous, but it went really well. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Tanvi.
Thanks, thanks.
The presentation quality is very nice. I mean, the way you have organized the slides and everything, so it's very clear. Of course, I mean there are things that comes up to my mind. I mean that people might have different type of questions because they're listening about a company. Something makes them curious, right? So I just put out my curiosity. So yeah. Others, do you have any questions? Because you guys have also worked on various NBFCs. Anything that you feel you should ask, Tanvi? We'll give prizes for good questions. Okay. All right, no questions. Good then. That's it from our side. I'll stop presenting then. Right.
Yeah.